So,
yeah, somebody was crawling. Who was there? Crawling up. Anyway, so if you see, Twitter has a service of search, but there you have to search a limited to keyword search. Okay, so you give a keyword like up, then all the tweets which will contain the word up will come back. Okay, so it's pure keyword search and not really. Is the voice getting down? Yes. What I voice has gone. Keyword search is not. So the point is, yeah, then it's dropping. The point is, again, tweets are too small to deduce topics. So why is commercial search engines are limited to keyword search? Because tweets are too small to detect topics. Okay. And what are the difficulties? No. It's too small to deduce topics, and what is happening is there are 400 million tweets per day which is going on. So simple keyword search, anything beyond simple keyword search is difficult. Okay, anything beyond simple keyword search. Okay. So then there are other interesting ranking problems that some tweets are more important than others. Okay. And with this keyword search, one good example of scam is that it is written that like you write something, up is a good party, then you give a short URL. You know this short URL. Okay, bit.ly, like bit.ly URL. Okay. Up is a good party and you give a short URL. Then what happens? And that URL may be spam. Okay. That URL may be spam. So this keyword search has a lot of possibility of scamming. Okay, lot of possibility of people scamming. So keyword search is not context sensitive, difficult to really rank. Okay. You can have some rank afterwards that you have some how many times it is retweeted. With that you can have some rank, but not really good ranking, and scamming is difficult. And what you can just appreciate that going beyond keywords search is difficult. In our normal Google search, you can go beyond keyword search, but that is you have a base of lot of documents. Okay. You have a base of lot of documents with you. Okay. Fine. So please try to appreciate the difference. Okay, here there are small tweets going on, and there is a huge corpora of documents upon which you are building. And here what is happening? What is your requirement? Your requirement is like fresh results. In Twitter, the requirement is like fresh results. So you have to continuously process like 400 million tweets per day. Okay. So this is on with this background. Let us try to understand the problem. So now, what is our approach? Again, okay. Our approach is we only look at tweets from a small subset of users who are experts on different topics. So again, we have curated those experts. Okay, we have curated those experts. We take those experts, take their tweets and look at them. Okay. We take those experts and look at them. So we are just now concentrating on a small subset. Okay, simple. Again, very simple. What are the problems? Can you tell me what are the problems? Okay, one is coverage. So let us just try to think. One is coverage. Anything else? Honest coverage, fine. We can argue upon it and see. Coverage, that is all covered.
Some people who are not experts can also have valid views.
Coverage. Remember Shah Rukh Khan and then tell me. Yeah, that is important. That relevance is not guaranteed because it is not true that experts always tweet on the topics of their expertise. Okay. So coverage is a issue, but it's a less important issue than relevance, because ultimately if you cannot have relevance, then it is problematic. Okay. So let us keep this in mind. So anyway, so what is novel about our activity? All the other methods, whatever may be it may be difficult, they have gone from tweets to user. From tweets they have gone to user. We are going from user to tweet. Okay. And just think of the advantages that we have to look at a small source of information, not at the huge jungle. We have to look at a small source of information. And one thing is certain, that these experts are not spammers. Okay. These experts are vetted. Somehow they have been vetted by the mass. Okay. So first of all, about the coverage issue. So how many experts did we find? This would tell you about the coverage. So we have 600k experts. Okay, we have 600k experts on 36k distinct topics. Okay. So it's not simple 2-3 experts, or just experts on movie, music, etc. So see this. Okay, so there is a huge topical diversity of experts list. Okay, so there is a huge topical diversity of experts list. So it is not only to do with popular topics like hotel, museum, hockey, books, government, comedy, etc. But it also has to do with very niche topics. See the niche topics: painters, astrology, sociology, geography, forensics, anthropology, archaeology, gluten, diabetes, neuroscience. So whatever you can think. Most of the things which you can think, or rather most of the things which are there in the Twitter, all sorts of experts actually we have. So it's not a small set of just experts. Experts on niche, popular, semi-popular, all topics we have actually. Okay. So that indirectly takes care with indirectly takes care of the coverage problem. Okay. We'll come to results, but just having the intuition. Okay. The second is that how can we say that experts tweets on topics of their expertise? So here again, this is what data science is. If you go and look into data again and again, you can have very nice intuitions. What we got, a simple intuition. Some simple intuition is, if multiple experts are tweeting on a topic, so if a tweet comes from more than one expert, that is necessarily a topical tweet. So it's, if Shah Rukh Khan alone is tweeting on a topic, on a tweet, that may not be a topical tweet. But if a same tweet is coming from Shah Rukh Khan and say Salman Khan, that would necessarily be a tweet on movies. Very simple thing, intuition, but think that this will happen, because if these two persons are tweeting on the same topic, they will tweet on a topic of the experts. Okay, so this is the small intuition based upon which we develop the service. Okay, agreed? Agree with the intuition or?
No,
Okay.
I actually felt that if you say that Salman Khan or Shah Rukh Khan does not tweet on the same topic, on pertinent topics to his expertise, and Salman Khan also doesn't do that, then for something like LGBT rights, which was in the news, they might both be tweeting on the same topic, which is not related to the film community. But there's still similar tweets coming from two experts in this.
Yeah, but LGBT experts are there. They will be all, at least 2 experts on LGBT will tweet on. So for that tweet, we are not looking into Shah Rukh Khan and.
Yeah, no, I'm just challenging the notion that if two similar tweets come from two
Okay.
experts.
So you are talking about the opposite thing. So first let us agree on this, that if 2 experts are tweeting on the same tweet, they are talking something topical. May not be topical of their expertise, but they are talking something topical. Let us all agree with this situation. Okay. And then there may be cases where it may be a very general thing. Okay. Very general thing, Article 377. Okay. Where all the experts are talking. All the sorts of experts are talking. Fine? We agree with this? Fine. So now what we begin to do? So 2 difficult problems, we have some intuition. Now let us see what we do. We capture all tweets from 585k million topical experts. And what is it? This is about 1%, 0.1% of the whole Twitter population. Very small, okay? And the experts generate 1.46 million tweets per day. This is also like 0.2% of the entire. Okay. But I have told you that we have this. Now what we do, given a topic, we gather tweets from experts and we use hashtags to represent the topics, and then we use some sort of clustering. Okay. We go on doing some sort of clustering. Means it's not that we take those tweets and just drop it. We do some sort of clustering so that tweets on the same clusters begin to come in the same places. Okay. So see this. So again, if you have this, begin to use this. Okay. So see this example. Okay. So trending topics on politics. So what is happening? You see that there are tweets by John McCain. Now what is happening? There is many tweets, like similar tweets. Okay, I have this. Sorry. So I will come to this last 3 hours, last day, last week. I will come to later, but just let us see one thing. Okay. So you have John McCain. There are topics which are clustered, like T-Cord, GOP, T-Lot, Tea Party, SGP. Okay. These are all similar sorts of tweets. Okay. These are all similar sort of tweets. And all the similar sort of tweets are actually clustered in one. And the most important of this similar tweet is flash. Okay. Then the next one, see, it is the hill, it is fiscal cliff, social security deficit, budget betterments. Okay. So all similar sort of tweets are again clustered. If you may be remembering, in Google had a similar results concept. Now Google has actually left it. So one important concept of search is, again we told about differential information, and for that what is important, that search result should be diverse enough. Each search result should be relevant given the upper search results. See, we can take each search result individually. See, I am searching for Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar. Okay, and I get the first search result gives freak info, is statistics. The second result gives Yahoo, his statistics. The third result gives Cricket for You, his statistics. Each individual results are independently relevant. But as soon as I see the third result with respect to the first two results, then what happens? Differential information is very low. Okay, differential information is very low. So when we have to devise a search result, then one important thing is we have to see that each results are diverse enough to capture various dimensions or various axes of information. That is one of the important challenges, and that is a very difficult thing to measure also. You understand? The other things can be measured, but this is a very difficult thing to measure. Okay? So now you have this clustering. So what is happening is that you have this for the conservative, you have this for the social security, you have this for the Democrats. So you have different results all clustered together, and there are many other tweets. Okay, if you click similar tweets, you will get all the tweets are with GOP. Okay.
For clustering, how do you how do you judge whether the hashtag are similar or not?
So hashtags are similar or not? In this way, we judge. Say two hashtags are similar if they have occurred in the same tweet. In this way, we devise a similarity count. Okay. Right. So that again, who was it that talked about this LGBT? Yeah. So you now understand that that problem would not be completely eliminated, but that problem would actually go into one cluster. Okay. That problem would just go into one cluster, and if that cluster, and you can understand that that cluster would not be very strong cluster, and that would perhaps come into the last results. Okay. So what we see from our evaluation, all this sort of things gets, it goes to the background. Okay, and it comes as the last result. Those cannot be eliminated fully. As you understand, even Google now gives not all right results. Okay, right? Okay. So then another important thing, which is much more important beyond this. See, what are we getting in search engine? So search engine gives you some result. Right. And here what are we searching? What are we searching? Say when we give say Christmas, or when we give say politics. Say when we are giving the search politics, what are we searching? What is our information need? Let us think carefully. What is our information need? So Twitter is some sort of newspaper. Let us come to the conventional thing and let us think. So Twitter is some sort of newspaper, okay, where you try to get all sorts of information about some topics. So let us think it's a political newspaper. Now, what it can be? Think carefully. So it can be a political daily, it can be a political weekly, it can be a political monthly. See, people have different sorts of information need. I quickly want to know what are the most interesting things happened in 2013. Somebody may want to know what are the interesting things which have happened in 2013 December. So these are, so now with search, what is the topic which is coming into me? Search and summarization. So this is a new domain of search, where you have search and summarization both going together. See, all our traditional search engine, we have never tackled this information need. Carefully think, we have got results and we see the results, but people now are having this time dimension information, and a search engine need to actually tackle this. Okay, so that is one of our very important contribution in that way, that you are actually redefining search, how to do search and how to have the new dimension in search. So now you have this last week, last day, last 3 hours. Okay. So we have this service where you can actually go and ask what is last 3 days, what is last day, what is last day. Fine. So you can see what we have done. I have told you, but let us see that related tweets are grouped together by common hashtags, and number of experts tweeting on the subject and the number of tweets on the subject decides ranking. And the most popular tweets from the most authoritative user represents the group. Okay, 3 simple rules which gives the search result. Okay. So again, what we have told that everywhere we beat Twitter in niche topics. So coverage, which is important, and in coverage we are far better than Twitter, because in niche topics we can bring out the signals. So see what is happening as soon as you have done this. As soon as you have done this, you have given these people, the dermatologists, the dentistry, the badminton people, a new place, and you can exactly go there and bring out the signal, bring out the information. And so that way the coverage becomes much more evident, because you can differentiate between various tweets naturally. Okay. So that's why if we go for any sort of niche topics, our system begins to perform very well. Okay. So now how to evaluate? So how many of you are actually familiar with Amazon Mechanical Turk? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now this is a new thing, not so new, but anyway. So what is happening is, like in internet, you can, so especially in Amazon, you can go and actually submit small jobs. Like you can tell somebody that calculate for me this sums. Okay. So they will do the small additions and give you back the results. Okay. So small jobs can be given to people whom you don't know, and you can submit those small jobs in the internet, and people will do it and give you back. Okay. And you pay a small money. Okay. Very small money for each sums done. You have to pay perhaps 1 cent, something like this. Okay. So this way, what is happening? You can actually give a lot of, distribute a lot of small jobs, small mechanical jobs to people whom you don't know. And this is very important. See, in search, what has happened? So what would have been the critique of our previous evaluation? Let us go back and criticize our own work. What was the previous evaluation? Who were doing the previous evaluation? People from universities from 3 continents. And any critique about that? You are suppose you are a reviewer who is seeing this paper and you want to reject this paper. What will you write? Yeah, limited and same type of users. It's not a right representative diverse sample. It's the same type of users who are. So that, and practically if you think that cannot be solved. Practically you cannot solve this, but with the emergence of Amazon Mechanical Turk and again related users. So how do you know that two students are not talking with themselves and taking this result? You don't know. Okay. So but here now what has happened, that you are getting people whom you don't know, who comes from diverse set, who doesn't talk within themselves, don't talk within themselves, and you have a real good human experiment platform. Think carefully, you have a extreme, so this was a problem of search from the beginning. Anybody who has done search experiments were always finding how to judge relevance, how to test that my algorithm is good. This was always there. Okay. So now what is happening? We are having this Mechanical Turk and you distribute jobs and they will do this. Okay, so this is Amazon Mechanical Turk. So we chose to evaluate 20 topics. We picked top 10 tweets and hashtag, and we picked results from the all 3 time groups: last week, last hour, last month. we picked. Okay, and users have to judge if the tweet's hashtag was relevant to the given topic. Options are relevant, not relevant, can't see. So this was something with a job submitted to Amazon Mechanical Turk. They were given a topic, like they were given this neurology and shown these results, and they have to say that relevant, not relevant, can't see. Okay, and yeah, then there are actually this Amazon Mechanical Turk. If you do so then what happens? The Mechanical Turk may make mistakes. They are humans. So now there is again a reputation building going on. So if you if you do it correctly for many times, then you become a master worker. And as soon as you become a master worker, instead of a normal worker, you charge 2 rupees instead of 1 rupees. So now we chose only master workers to ensure that we are only working with very good people. Okay? And every tweet hashtag was evaluated by at least 4 users. So it was a big experiment. We were putting it in the internet and trying to do this. So we obtained 3150 judgments, 76% of which were relevant, 22% not relevant, and 2% unseen. Okay. 80% of tweets were marked relevant by majority judgment. So the tweets which were getting 80% were marked as relevant. Okay. So some of the tweets which were negative, like iPhone was the topic which received most negative results, because experts on iPhone were generally tweeting on overall topics like Android, tablets, etc., etc. And when you are just wanting iPhone, you were getting a diverse result. That Turk thought was not correct. Okay, so there was a high recall there, but there was less precision there. Okay, and last week result had more positive result because last 3 hours there were many times scarcity of information. Okay, so you can understand, that is understandable. Okay, so now some interesting thing which is good, and then we'll see how it is bad. Which is bad, and then we'll see how it is good. Okay. So now instead of, so the next thing which these people were given was the topic neurology and the hashtags. Just the hashtags, not the tweets. Neurology, brain health, anam, and stroke, etc. Okay. So now the Turk was given not the tweets, but the topic and the hashtags, and told to mark what is relevant and what is not relevant. Clear? Okay. Now let us see what happens. So what was happening? There was total 3,200 judgments. 62.3% were relevant. So previously we were getting almost 76% relevant and 80% on majority count. Okay. So now what is happening? We will see some of the results. Relevance of hashtag is very context sensitive. So taking out the hashtag and judging it without seeing the tweet is a dangerous thing. Okay, you are taking out the hashtag and not seeing the tweet is, so essentially when we are doing keyword search, we are philosophically doing that. We are taking out the hashtag outside the tweet and judging it. Okay. So let us see. See, Sandy. So for topic music, the hashtag was Sandy. So it is the Sandy means the storm. Sandy, you will remember the Sandy storm which went in the East Coast. Okay. So music and Sandy really doesn't have anything to do. Now see the tweet. The tweet was, and who did it? Why did it come in our result? Because Rolling Stone was actually tweeting it. The Twitter account Rolling Stone. And what was the tweet? Paul McCartney, Bruce Springsteen, and Kanye West hit the All-Star 12-12-12 Sandy benefit. So it was a music concert for benefit of the Sandy storm. So Sandy part. So as you can understand, in Twitter hashtag results on music, this would have never come. Okay. In Twitter's hashtag results on music, this would have never come. See beer, which was also coming with Sandy. Okay. So what is happening? Accounts of how Sandy hit various New York breweries, including Six Point and Brooklyn Brewery. Okay. Law and Sandy, some big law firms took structural hits during Sandy and are still trying to recover. Politics and Sandy we can understand. So all sorts of other topics were related with Sandy, and which would have never come if I had a just keyword search. Okay. See the generic hashtags. So with religion, news is coming. So this is also very important that I have a very generic hashtag, news. Where will it go? Will it go to religion? Will it go to politics? Which will it get to movies? It can go to anybody, a news. Now see, news, Brian Longworth, RT, this is a retweet. Little Bite News, Teacot sorry, News, CBN YouTube channel spreads gospel in Thailand. So it is a religious news. Okay, that is what is very important to bring. That a news is a generic hashtag, but can we actually take it to the specificity? So all these hashtags receive negative judgment when shown without that. So let me summarize. Let me summarize and say that